This episode is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 seller of games and gaming accessories. And GatheringMagic.com, the #1 resource for Magic the Gathering news and articles.
Hello guys, my name is Marco and this is my Animar EDH deck. Animar Soul of Elements is my general. He has protection from white and black, which is pretty relevant in Commander. Whenever I cast a creature, he gets +1/+1, and then creature spells that I cast cost 1 less per each +1/+1 counter on Animar. So this guy's pretty great. Let's go on with lands. I run 8 fetches. I'm missing a Bloodstained Mire. And the reason why I'm not running it is because I just don't want to buy one. But yeah, Arid Mesa, Floated Strand, Polluted Delta, Verdant Catacombs, Misty Rainforest, Scalding Tarn, Wooded Foothills, and Windswept Heath are the fetches that I run. They're great color fixers, and they get me to cast my spells really fast. Volcanic Island, Taiga, and Tropical Island are the 3 duelings that I run in this deck. Then I run one of every shock as well for my colors: Steam Vents, Stomping Ground, and Breeding Pool. Then I also run the 3 filter lands that belong in my colors. They work awesome. They really help me get there sometimes. Sometimes they just suck, but most of the times they're great. Cascade Bluffs, Firelit Thicket, and Floated Grove. I also run the ones that come into play on tap if I control an island or like one type of basic land. So I have Steam Vents. This is not Steam Vents. This is Sulfur Falls. Rootbound Crag, Hinterland Harbor. I also run some utility lands. Command Tower, the main one. Dryad Arbor, because it's a creature, I can pitch it to Survival or Fauna Shaman, or I can just play it. It doesn't put a +1/+1 counter on Animar, but I think I can play it instant speed with Allurin. So yeah. Spinerock Knoll and Mosswort Bridge are the only lands that come into play tapped in this deck. They are great, especially Mosswort Bridge. I get to 10 power really easily, and being able to cast a breed creature out of it or like important spell is really relevant. Another utility land is Maze of Ith, even though it doesn't add mana, and sometimes I really hate that because it's really relevant, but most of the time it's great. I also run land destruction, such as Strip Mine and Wasteland. I do run Crucible in the deck. My plan's not to Wasteland or Strip Mine lock them out of the game. It's just to keep up with my friends. They all run broken decks, so I gotta make mine broken. Plus, I also like playing complicated decks. Temple of the False God, another great utility card. These are my basic lands. I run a total of 7. I run 4 islands, 1 mountain, and 2 forests. For my instants, let's start with the tutors that I run. I run Worldly Tutor and Mystical Tutor. I also run some destruction spells such as Ancient Grudge and Krosan Grip. This deck, one thing that this deck really lacks is removal. So the little bit I have, usually it's really important in the game. Comet Storm. Comet Storm is a combo piece most of the times. I've never really played it just to kill something or someone. I usually play it to win against everybody or just kill everybody at once. I'll explain you how. Counters, I run the basics counter spell because I don't own a mana drain. Rewind, Cryptic Command, Desertion, and this card's great. I can get their creature if I counter it with this. So it's awesome. And then Force of Will. Most of the times I usually save my counter spells for board wipes since they really affect the way this deck plays. Regrowth. For sorceries, regrowth, sometimes I want to return Time Warp most of the times. And Time Warp allows me to take infinite turns as well. It's a really important card in the deck. Then I run Bribery. Taking their creatures is always fun. Tooth and Nail as a insta win. Usually when I play competitive, I go for the instant win. Most of the times I just search creatures that have awesome enter the battlefield abilities and do silly things. For the enchantments, I run 5 of them. The first one is Sylvan Library, I believe. Yeah, Sylvan Library allows me to draw extra cards, and with 40 life, 4 life is pretty much nothing. Survival of the Fittest lets me tutor all my creatures, get Genesis in the graveyard, and start doing shenanigans. Defense of the Heart's another great enchantment. It does the same thing as Tooth and Nail, kind of, and especially against those pesky decks that put 1,000 creatures by turn 2. So yeah. Allurin, it's another combo card. It allows me to go infinite with my general, and that's the only situation in which I will play Allurin. And then Treachery. Treachery is great. So yeah. For my artifacts, I run Sol Ring, Relic of Progenitus, Sensei's Divining Top, Crucible of Worlds, and Cloudstone Curio. Cloudstone Curio allows me to bounce my creatures, play them again, bounce them again, and yeah, it's just fun stuff. Now, for the most important part of the deck, which are the creatures, most of the creatures are enter the battlefield abilities creatures, and the ones that are not have a really huge impact if they stick around. So, Gilded Drake, Snapcaster Mage, Phantasmal Image, Aether Adept. And Aether Adept is the card that I normally use to go infinite with Allurin. Another one is Manowar. These two allow me to put counters super fast on Animar and go infinite with Allurin in Animar. Deceiver Exarch, combo piece, and it's just really a great creature on its own. Then Trinket Mage to tutor up some of the artifacts. I only run 3 artifacts that this can tutor, and they're really important usually. Phyrexian Metamorph, clone effect, it's great, it clones artifacts sometimes, so yeah. Sire of Temptation, being able to take control of the creature is great. Muldrifter, drawing cards is awesome. Teferi, Vesuvian Shapeshifter. I used to run Brine Elemental to lock them out of the game, but I found that to be a little clunky for the deck, so I took out the Brine Elemental. But the copy effect stayed, because it's a morph creature as well, so I can play it for free with Animar. Consecrated Sphinx, drawing extra cards if it sticks around. Then Draining Whelk, because those board wipes, we gotta counterspell them. This is one of the most important combo parts of the deck, Palinchron. It allows me to make infinite mana. I used to run Grape Shot for a while in the deck, just to kill them with Storm, because it's fun. It gets my Storm count up, it gets my Tidespout Tyrant to bounce and machine gun all their things. Just a great card. This and Phantasmal Image are infinite mana without Animar, or this with Animar at 5 counters is infinite mana. And with Comet Storm I can kill them on the spot. Tidespout Tyrant lets me take advantage of my enter the battlefield effects and machine gun their board. It's always fun. Gingy Taxes. If it stays, I'm drawing lots of cards. Squee allows me to go crazy with survival. Sometimes I usually tutor creatures to put them in the battlefield, so I ran out of things to pitch for survival. This keeps coming every turn. Sorry for that. Kikijiki, another combo piece, great on its own, and yeah. Charmbreaker Devils. I don't run that many sorceries or instants, and I'm always able to remove the non-relevant stuff from my graveyard with the Relic, so this allows me to time warp forever. Arbor Elf, it's a creature that allows me to play Animar on turn 2. Playing Animar on turn 2 is awesome. I've probably never lost a game where I've played Animar on turn 2. Birds of Paradise, same thing as Arbor Elf. Fallen Ash Shaman is great for tutoring if I don't have survival. Sakura Tribe Elder, just mana ramp. Elvish Visionary, drawing cards. I can bounce it back to my hand, play it again, and just do that kind of silly things. Then I run Wood Elves to ramp up. Firehaven Elves, same as Wood Elves. The good thing about Wood Elves is that it gets me my fetch. It gets me dual lands, because dual lands are forests as well. Some of them. Eternal Witness is my favorite card in the deck. Therese Nilsson's my favorite artist, so yeah. This goes, of course, in the deck, and it's a great card. It brings back anything that goes to my graveyard. Yami Vaya Elder, just getting lands in my hand, filtering the deck. Oracle of Muldaya, every green deck should have one. Genesis, it's graveyard recursion. Sometimes I run out of gas, so this gets me back in the game after a wrath effect that resolves and stuff. Idric Stormflower, this is another one of my favorite cards. A friend signed it and gave it to me as a gift. Yeah. And it's removable, so it's great. Acidic Slime, same as Indrik. Primordial Sage is my Glimpse of Nature effect in the deck. I still need to get one, but this is not a creature. It's easy for me to tutor for it. And when I play it, this and Pelincron, I can draw my whole deck out and just have tons of fun. Idric, allowing me to draw cards when my creatures attack, and it's a pretty good card when we're talking about politics within the game. So yeah. Then Mystic Snake, another counter creature. Now for the artifact creatures, I run Phyrexian Revoker. Usually prevent some combos from happening or block their mana accelerator things. Solemn Simulacrum, I didn't used to run this guy, but then they yell at me, so I ran the guy. Duplicant is the only legit creature removal this deck has, and it's very important. And least but not last, Ulamog. I can play this guy tons of times, destroy their board, bounce it back, play it again for free, and just do silly things. And it allows me to shuffle back my graveyard most of the times too. So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Commander Decks. And yeah, thanks for watching.